The charge is fraud. That is what they are really saying. This summer, the players of the WNBA were handed a ballot and asked one simple question. Who are the best guards in this league? 85 of them voted. And when the votes were counted, the most talked about basketball player on the planet, the woman who sells out every arena she walks into, was ranked 11th. Not first, not 5th, 11th. Her own peers looked at Caitlin Clark and said, "She is not even close." So today we put it on trial. The people versus Caitlin Clark. The question is not whether she is famous. The question is whether she is actually that good, or whether you have all been sold a lie.
Here is the strange part. The exact same summer, her fellow players ranked her 11th. The fans and the media made her a starter. She finished second in the entire fan vote, third with the press, and dead last-ish with the people who actually guard her for a living. One league, one player, two verdicts that could not be further apart. So this is not a normal debate. This is a split jury. The people who watch her say superstar. The people who play her say, calm down. Both cannot be right. Let the prosecution open.
Exhibit A, the vote itself. This was not a poll of jealous fans on the internet. These were professionals, champions, women who have made all-star teams and won titles, filling out a ballot for 4 guards each, and 11 times over, they left her name for later. You want to tell me all 85 of them are bitter? That every single one is just jealous of the rookie? Or is it possible that the people closest to the fire see something the highlight reels hide? They have chased her around a screen. They have watched the turnovers. They have seen who she actually is when the lights are normal instead of national. And their verdict was quiet, and it was brutal. 11th. Exhibit B, the tape the cameras skip. Because stardom is not the same thing as dominance. Yes, she scores. But she also coughs the ball up more than almost anyone at her position. A turnover problem that has followed her since college. On defense, she is a target, not a stopper. Teams hunt her. And here is the uncomfortable one. Her team's best stretches have often come with the ball in someone else's hands. The prosecution's case is simple. Take away the ticket sales. Take away the television numbers. Take away the noise. And look only at the basketball. When you do that, 11th does not look like an insult. It looks like an honest grade.
Objection. Now the defense stands up because the prosecution just did something sneaky. They asked you to take away the arenas, take away the ratings, take away the noise. But that noise is the whole point. You cannot subtract the most important thing about a player and then act surprised she looks smaller. So let's put it all back on the table. Every number they told you to ignore. Because when you do, the case against Caitlin Clark falls apart. Exhibit C, the effect no 11th best guard has ever had. Before her, WNBA games drew crowds. After her, they broke 100 records, sold out buildings on the road, television audiences that tripled, franchises moving to bigger arenas just to hold the people who came for one name. That is not marketing. You cannot fake a stadium. An 11th best guard does not move an entire league's economy by walking into it. And they left this woman off the 30th anniversary poster, the face of the biggest growth the sport has ever seen, erased from its own celebration. If she is a fraud, she is the most valuable fraud in the history of American sports. Exhibit D, the box score they hoped you would forget. This season, Caitlin Clark is averaging 21.2 points a game, a career high, and 8.2 assists. Second in the entire league, behind only Alyssa Thomas. Not second among rookies. Second among everyone. Now put those two numbers side by side. 21 points and 8 assists. In 30 seasons of this league, no one has ever finished a year averaging both. Not Taurasi, not Bird. Nobody. She is on pace to be the first. The prosecution wants to talk turnovers. But you do not rack up assists like that by playing it safe. You do it by making passes ordinary players are too afraid to try. The fans watched all of that and voted her a starter. The media watched and agreed. Only her competition, filling out a ballot in a locker room, decided she was 11th. So ask yourself one honest question. Is that a scouting report? Or is it a message? So here is what the jury actually has to weigh. The prosecution is not entirely wrong. The turnovers are real. The defense is a work in progress. On pure, isolated basketball, she is not yet the single best guard alive, and pretending otherwise is a fantasy. But the defense is not wrong either. No fraud sells out a league. No accident finishes second in points created in her sport. The truth is uncomfortable for both sides. Her peers undersold her out of something that looked a lot like spite, and her fans oversold her out of something that looked a lot like love. The real Caitlin Clark is standing somewhere in the middle, and she is still only getting started. 11th was not a scouting report. It was a feeling. But superstar might be a little early too. So the gavel comes down, and the verdict goes to you. If the players are right, if the tape is all that counts and the arenas are just noise, then 11th stands, and the hype was always bigger than the game. But if the fans are right, if moving an entire sport is the truest stat there is, then this was never a scouting report. It was the loudest jealousy in the history of the league. And here is the detail that makes this whole trial land. On Saturday the 25th in Chicago at the United Center, the guard her peers ranked 11th walks out as an all-star starter. 1,023,000 fan votes. Her name on one bench, Paige Bucher's on the other. 85 players said 11th. 1 million people said start her. So defend her in the comments or convict her. I will read every single one and subscribe, because she takes that floor on the 25th, and we are grading this exact verdict on camera the second it ends. Court is adjourned. The jury is you.